So I get on Twitter today, of course, where all good things happen, only to see how people were responding to the Capitol building, essentially getting infiltrated and ransacked. As we all know, yesterday on the news and really global news, the Capitol building in DC was broken into by Trump supporters, some of them waving Confederate flags, and some dressed like this clown. I mean, come on. I haven't seen anything more American like that in a while. Uh, they got in by breaking windows with I've seen they have riot shields, armor. I'll put a picture up here. You might think these people are law enforcement trying to stave off the crowd, but no. These are essentially terrorists trying, and successfully I'll add, to get into the Capitol, quote unquote, protest President Trump losing the election. So there are images showing law enforcement, most likely the Secret Service, aiming straight Glocks at people breaking windows outside of the Capitol building. So these were the people inside the Capitol. And for whatever reason, these same officers didn't see fit to, I don't know, point their guns at the terrorists waltzing through the Senate floor. There are even more images of just thousands of people surrounding the Capitol building, waving flags, dressed in all black, just outside the building. Now, I want to be clear about the distinctions that I make, and that's a terrorist. Might be a hot take. You might not like it. Might not be the best label, but it's what happened and it's what people need to hear. I don't care if they're American. I don't care if they're from anywhere. It's just what it is. I don't use the term terrorist too lightly, but I literally had to go back to 8th grade to search up what constitutes a terrorist, and Merriam-Webster states, quote, definition of terrorism: the systematic use of terror, especially as a means of coercion, and, for those in the back, coercion to compel an act or choice. So these people on the Capitol floor, these terrorists, are inciting fear by infiltrating the building, just putting middle fingers up in pictures wherever they can, stealing documents, starting fires, and so on, just to push their agenda, a political agenda, which is Trump didn't lose the election and the election was rigged. This brings me to my next point, where I get very angry at the situation, in fact, which is this was almost endorsed and anticipated by the literal president of the United States. How can you have your president, the man who represents your country, the values you stand by, the man who is the face of the freest nation in the world, encourage domestic terrorism on Capitol building? It's unfathomable how someone could do that in such a position of power. So this all spiraled when Trump pressured Vice President Pence to decertify the Electoral College results, those of which in favor of Biden because he won the goddamn election. Trump proclaims that the VP has the power to do, which is simply false. If that was the case, we could essentially have infinite term limits because the VP could say, fuck it, this election was rigged, let's do another 20 years, come on. Now, keep in mind, at a Trump rally, he asks Pence to decertify the results and says, quote, or I won't like him as much. Really, man? Really, man? I mean, it's almost like he's putting personal matters into a political issue. But this is Trump we're talking about. What else would we expect? His supporters, being the brightest, most intelligent people on the planet, didn't take too kindly to Pence stating literal fact that he doesn't have the power to do that. And everything after that breaks down into a shitstorm. Not even 2 days after the rally where he stated these claims that VP Pence has the ability to do that, his supporters rush into the Capitol with signs that say he won the election, etc. The rest is really history at this point. It's really a big deal because the president of the goddamn United States subconsciously told his supporters to take some form of action to, quote, stop the steal of the election. Of course, they raided the Senate while senators were in session certifying the Electoral College votes. Doesn't seem like a coincidence to me, does it? What's even funnier is only a couple hours later, after the place got cleaned up and any foreign objects were removed, I remember they found they found a bomb or some kind of explosive device that was detonated safely. It might not be. I'm not, this is purely anecdotal or what I remember, but I think that's what I heard. VP Mike Pence, the same guy that Trump said has the power to overturn the election, was back on the House floor hours later declaring Joe Biden the winner of the presidential election and Kamala Harris as the winner of the VP election. So, in all reality, Trump and his supporters accomplished nothing infiltrating the Capitol building except start a couple of bonfires outside, throw documents around, and take selfies posting it to their, I don't know, what, Facebook? They probably use Facebook. Because as a Trump supporter inside the fucking Capitol building, that is all your brain can do in that situation. And, I love how they had every situation in the world to just completely destroy the place, blow it up, burn it, deface it, whatever the hell, in a matter of 2 hours with no police presence. But these are Trump supporters. What can we expect from such people? It's just insane what happened today. I can imagine adversaries like China and Russia just flaming us right now, telling their people how shitty the country is. And at the moment, I can do nothing but agree with them. That also worries me too, the fact that there could have been people in that crowd storming the Capitol, not even there for Trump, just trying to find sensitive documents, spread them for some nefarious purpose, or even help spy on the US. It's completely possible. It also really underscores how divided the country still is. Division wasn't solved with the election. Division wasn't solved with a new year. Division will only be solved with someone who is eligible enough to unite us and get us all under the same boat. Something our president has no competence in. We'll never be 100% on board with policies people in power put in. I'm not saying that the new president, Biden, is going to solve all the problems. He's going to make everything better. Because, to be quite honest, he needs to prove himself in order to do that. However, we all need to be in agreement, just enough to call us united. Listen, guys, I hate politics and what goes on in it, but this isn't politics at this point. It's really just common sense. Alright, that's enough for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I want to see the channel grow as I try and grind out the videos as much as I can. I hope the algorithm is nice to me. I don't know. I said that in the last video. Maybe if you say it, it happens. And yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. Peace.